Shalom, Yasha'Allah. First and foremost, we give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash, the Bible side apostles, elders, and great millstone, who rule well, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect that's put to the great gospel of sincerity and truth. This is your brother Tazakai Yahweh from the great millstone to the Annapolis camp. Coming at you another lesson to the spirit and the power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, and the Lord will be edifying. Got another article from naturalnews.com, and it reads, North Korea tests solid fuel missiles with hypersonic warhead in newest display of power. This came out January 18, 2024, the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. And it reads, North Korea has reportedly test launched a solid fuel missile equipped with a hypersonic warhead in the Hermit Kingdom's latest show of military power. According to the Epoch Times, the test was conducted on January 14th at a launch site close to North Korean capital Pyongyang. The state-run Korean Central News Agency reported the launch, the country's first ballistic test for 2024, a day later on January 15th. It added that the launch of the missile designed to achieve intermediate range strikes was an improvement from earlier launches. Moreover, the KCNA said the test sought to confirm the solid fuel engine's dependability and the maneuverable flight capabilities of the hypersonic warhead. The test launch never affected the security of any neighboring country and had nothing to do with the regional situation and stress. The KCNA's report about the launch followed the missile being detected by South Korea and Japan, adversaries of the Hermit Kingdom. It also comes at the heels of a successful solid fuel intermediate range ballistic missile launch months ago as Pyongyang gets ready to target U.S. military bases in Guam and Japan. While the agency reported that the test was successful, it did not give additional details whether North Korean leader Kim Jong-un was present. All it disclosed was that the launch was part of the regular weapons development activities of the North, formerly the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. So, over there, that's going on in the Pacific. You got, of course, with China and the Taiwan, and of course, North Korea back in China, and then you got, on the other hand, Japan is back in like Taiwan and Taiwan, like Australia and all those areas. Of course, you got Guam in the mix. So pretty much North Korea is just pretty much in the message like, hey, once y'all want to act against China or against us, then also got South Korea too right beneath it, which they've been shooting missiles over and shooting missiles over Tehran, stuff like that. But pretty much they just showing that power like, hey man, once y'all ready to move on, big bro, so to speak, China or any of my allies or whatever the case may be, hey, we got something for y'all. And not many countries have them hypersonic missiles that are undetectable by radar. It's only a handful of them, really a few. I don't think America, I know last year they were trying to test one, but it was unsuccessful, so I don't know if they have one yet or not, but it has been cited that Russia, China, and North Korea, they got those hypersonic missiles that I know so far. It says, it says, Pyongyang's present arsenal consists of IRBMs, including the Hwasong-12 missile powered by a shorter-range liquid-fueled engines and capable of reaching the U.S. military base in Guam in the Pacific. Missiles with built-in solid propellants can be made ready to launch quicker and are easier to move and hide, which makes them harder to detect and intercept. So that's that built-in solid propellant that makes it harder to detect. They say South Korea looking at North's recent missile test. Lee Song-jun, spokesperson for South Korea's Joint Chiefs of Staff, said the country's military is examining the launch but provided no additional details. According to the JCS, the missile landed in waters between the Korean Peninsula and Japan after flying for about 600 miles. Meanwhile, the South Korean Ministry of National Defense has warned Pyongyang against additional ballistic testing and action that violated resolutions by the United Nations Security Council. It added that South Korean military stands strong with its U.S. allies and is ready to jointly defend itself against any incitement by the North in the future. Right? It says since 2021, Pyongyang has been testing more capable hypersonic weapons designed to surpass 5 times the speed of sound. Damn, hey, like Apostle Har always speak about, man, when they send them missiles over here and they tell you that, hey, they'll be here in 15 to 20 minutes, 30 minutes, or whatever the case may be, shit, man, hey, who gonna be able to escape? You would have to already be en route taking off when they get sent over here to escape if that was the case, but like I said, and then they can move them closer and closer, so they don't got to shoot them from their mainland. They got submarines, stuff like that to get closer, so that can cut down the time as well. But again, these weapons, yeah, they got missile defense systems, but these are hypersonic. They are not detectable by radar. So how the hell can you shoot down something you can't even detect? You know what I'm saying? So, going on, and like I said, 5 times the speed of sound. It says even though their consistency remains a question, they could pose a grave threat to regional missile defense systems due to their speed and maneuverability. Hypersonic weapons remain a long-term objective for North Korean leader Kim, who revealed a modern military arsenal in 2021. The new weapons he unveiled include multiple warhead missiles, spy satellites, solid fuel intercontinental ballistic missiles, and submarine launched nuclear missiles, which is submarine you can move, you can maneuver that, underwater, get closer, go here, go there, so that it makes that even more deadly. It says Chang Yu Kyong. I don't know why I tried. A missile expert at South Korea's Research Institute for National Strategy said North Korea's current display of power is geared towards simultaneously attempting to advance its hypersonic weapons and create solid fuel IRBMs as possible delivery systems. He explained, in particular, a hypersonic missile with IRBM level range would be an effective means for evading U.S. missile defenses. I almost feel and striking Guam. So it says Professor Kim Dong, of the University of North Korea Studies in Seoul said the test will allow North Korea to validate the vehicle's ability to glide and maneuver at desired speeds after separation from the booster. So it says, and here's a video right here. I don't want to really, we can pretty much watch this. Let's see how long it is. This is fair use. Educational purposes. But let's just check it out.
Let's get started. Let's just hop right in. Let's
hear all that damn talking.
The news out there. So,
let me see. They just showed the launch. Slovakia. See this one? Yeah, I ain't. See, Slovakia ain't trying to hear you. Just whatever. Slovakia with that. I thought they was gonna show it being shot, but pretty much they got new nuclear missiles. Pretty much. So. And this is also going to recently, North Korea fires 200 rounds of artillery shells towards South Korea's, that island. Says North Korea just tested their version of the Poseidon doomsday weapon that can create a radioactive tsunami that could kill millions. Wow. It says U.S. threatens additional sanctions on North Korea if the communist nation inks arms deal. If you ain't gonna ink none with them, then whatever. So, hold on real quick. Just curious. Oh, okay, Slovakia. That was last year. Oh, yeah, you know what? I do remember that. About the radioactive tsunami. Okay, so that's like, so that's another missile too. So, as we understand in prophecy and the rest of the world, which they don't believe nor they won't, but ultimately they're in fear of. So they think that it's not logical for, if war to pop off for nuclear missiles to be used. It don't sound logical, but at the end of the day, no one's caring about your logic. The things that have been done upon Earth to you as a nation, that don't seem logical as well by another nation of people. But guess what? It happened, did it not? So just like what's going to happen within these prophecies, these missiles are not being created for no reason. They're not being created for a show. They don't have popcorn inside them. They ain't no damn pinatas about to go hang up somewhere. No, these are actual devices used for destruction. Right? It says, matter of fact, right here, Isaiah chapter 54, verse 16, to say, behold, I created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire. So ultimately, what is the Lord who created those individuals who are creating these weapons of mass destruction, so to speak, of his indignation, right? And that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. So that blow the coals in the fire, that bringeth forth an instrument for his work, which is the work is to do what? To lay the lands desolate, especially over here in Babylon the Great, and to consume the foundation of the earth with fire. And not to put in the perspective of everything being just destroyed and it's just nuclear fallout, doomsday, but places are going to be destroyed by these thermonuclear warheads. And he said, I have created a waster to destroy. So at the end of the day, it's the Lord who put the spirit in these sciences. Start with the ones after World War II, the split that some went to the west, some went to the east. And they created these, nuclear, like I said, these nuclear warheads, these nuclear devices, nuclear weapons, right? So this is a part of the Lord's will, To have them create such things like that, to what? To use them, right? Going back to where I was at. Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 9. It says, "For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon," which is over here, Babylon the Great, America, right? An assembly of great nations from the north country. These nations are going to be led by who? Gog and Magog, or aka the bear, aka Russia. Right? It say, and then all of the allies, like I said, those great nations, all the allies behind them. From China, North Korea, Iran, even the other Islamic, nations backed by Iran. That's pretty much going to be spearheaded by, like I said, Gog and Magog. Russia going to be a guard unto them. They're going to be that big brother, that big dog that protect them all, and they're going to follow after them to destroy the Western coalition, so to speak. But also they just will be, hey, everybody gonna be destroyed. They'll be all, when Yahushua Mashiach cracked them clouds and hey, set these nations in order and destroy their ass. So it says it say, well, destroy them, then put them in order. So like it say, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence shall she be taken, right? Gonna be destroyed. For what? Their arrows or missiles shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain. They all gonna be sent. And ultimately, I'm gonna drop down here because this is what's supposed to happen. Verse 13. Because of the wrath of Yahweh Bashim Shai, it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. Everyone that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished and hiss at all her plagues. Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about. All ye that bend the bow, shoot at her. Spare no arrows, for she hath sinned against Yahweh Bashim Shai. Right? Shout against her round about. She hath given her hand. Her foundations are fallen. Her walls are thrown down. For it is the vengeance of Yahweh Bashim Shai. Take vengeance upon her, as she have done, do unto her. As this place has been wreaking havoc amongst the earth, destroying nations, destroying people, doing all this, that, and the other, robbing, and all this and that. Hey, do the same thing unto her. And ultimately, what? Destroy her, so she can't do none of those things no more. So that's gonna be the end all be all. But those arrows, like I said, going to the next chapter, those arrows is gonna be really that's gonna wreak that devastation, destroy this place with fire. Verse 11 of Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 11, it say what? Make bright the arrows, gather the shields. The Lord Yahweh Bashim Shai have raised up the spirit of the king of the Medes. Now, of course, it's just talking about the modern day Russians. Right? For his device against Babylon is to what? Destroy it. That's the end all be all for Babylon or America, is to be destroyed. There's no healing. That it speaks of up in the previous verses, right? Because it is the vengeance of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Shai, the vengeance of his temple. He gonna take revenge for his people. But the point in this is what say, make bright the arrows. Again, those arrows is going into what? Those missiles being shot. All across the world, but the main place is going to be over here in Babylon. That's going to pummel this place, right? It says, go to another scripture, 2 Ezra chapter 16, verse 13. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow, his arrows that he shooteth. So that bow is going into what? The silos, the delivery system, right, of the missiles. And then his arrows, of course, are what? The actual missiles that he shooteth are sharp and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. Now we understand a natural man, an archer, cannot shoot a arrow across into the ends of the world, because this is the that book, the fourth part of the earth. This is the othermost part of the world, of the earth, over here in the northern hemisphere, they would call, where the Americas sit. So, like I said, the main point of interest to be burned by fire with these thermonuclear warheads is over here in Babylon the Great. So we know this is not talking about no individual standing at the end of England or at the end of Russia or China to shoot a bow and arrow across the water to hit, an actual arrow. No, these are actual missiles that's going to be shot over here to destroy this place, right? And the last one, scripture I got to add validity to it, Isaiah chapter 9, verse 5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. As you can picture yourself, you watch those movies like 300 or Troy or the other 300 movie or any older old movie that showed people rah, and Alexander, that movie, they rah, getting blood put on them, slicing and slashing and yelling and stuff like that. That's normally how war was supposed to be fought. But in this new modern, with like I said, with knowledge being increased, stuff like that, this new modernized, you know, warlike setting that's gonna be fought here in these latter days is gonna be with what? Tanks, helicopters, jets, satellites, all this other stuff. But the main point is, but this shall be with what? Burning and fuel of fire. And where is that going to come from? Those thermonuclear whistles. Not whistles, but missiles, Salakia. That's what that fuel jet engine propelling and shooting, and then the fire coming after the detonation wherever it may hit. Because some of these missiles will detonate before they don't have to necessarily hit the ground, the surface. They could detonate in the air, which is something called an air burst, that I believe actually does more damage. I don't know if it's the ground or the air, but one of them does more damage and it would cause more casualties. Nonetheless, at the end of the day, this is what this third world's war is going to be entailed with. Ultimately, missiles being shot and destroying various places of the earth. You know, but ultimately, yeah, that's really all I got on that. Hey, like I said, hey, don't be deceived like these people. They think, oh, that wouldn't happen. That don't make sense. It'll blow the world up 7 times over. Then we won't have nothing. We won't have this. We won't have that. Hey, man, look, this is part of the will Yahweh Shemal Shai, and there is a kingdom coming after this current eon that will be destroyed, that will be ruled in righteousness, that will be built back up. But this place right now, hey, like the Lord said, they shall build, but I shall throw down. This place, this rulership has to be taken out before we can receive the kingdom as the Israelites, being on top in righteousness. So, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying to sincere brothers and sisters out there listening. We give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Makakudash. Also, a double honor to our apostles, elders, a great millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful. Shalom.